Hey everyone, you are tuning into the AFTERBUZZ TV after show for America's Got Talent. Tonight we are going to be talking about the finale, so make sure you stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to our very last America's Got Talent after show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. I am your host. My name is Dani Golub, as always, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. I'm joined by my dear friend, dancing away. Megan, where can they find you on Twitter and Instagram?
Well, on Twitter, and don't follow me on Instagram.
Don't follow her on Instagram. You should follow me on Instagram.
Follow her on Instagram. Twitter and Facebook at Megan Boykoff. Not for any specific, there's nothing scary on my Instagram.
By
it's
the
just,
way,
more
everyone,
personal.
her Facebook is blowing up. Megan has like
Oh my
20,000
God.
likes on Facebook, so hit her up on Facebook. That's the one.
Thanks, girl.
All right, I want to start the show by saying a quick thank you to everyone who watched last week, and I want to apologize. I have a great old case of strep throat, and a specific shout out to Cole Wells in the comments below. He was looking out for his sister, and I'm feeling a bit better, as
Yes,
you can
he
see.
stood up for you.
He did stand up for me, so thank you, Cole. I'm feeling a lot better, as you can see tonight, and I appreciate everyone bearing with me, and I apologize for the short show. We will make up for it tonight.
We didn't even know it was going on. It was like just coming
It
on.
literally
to her
came on
then.
as we sat down. I wouldn't have done the show if I knew that I was gonna feel miserable. So thank you everyone for bearing with us. Anyway, this was like 2 of the best hours of TV of all time. We were talking about that. I was just bugging out, like fangirling. I felt like I just watched a Vegas show, like watching all of these acts together tonight. What do you think about the finale?
I had the same exact thought. Best 2 hours of TV.
It was amazing. I loved everything about it.
Crazy talent.
Yeah, first up tonight was Sal, which I want to start by saying I, in the past, have kind of thought he was a little bit boring for me. My parents are obsessed with him. They have been raving about him. They love him. Their friends love him. What do you think?
I wish that he would have relaxed and loosened up more. I felt like he wasn't moving a lot in the beginning. Maybe
Right.
I'm missing something. Maybe there's a certain reason for that. But like normally he's, like doing some kind of snap or moving around. He wasn't.
Right.
Otherwise, it was solid performance. He sounded good. Those ending notes were
Yeah.
great.
I love when he sang the judges' names. That was really adorable. That
Yeah,
was really cute.
he's always
He
doing something.
has lost a lot of weight. We were talking about that. He looks amazing. Side note, he's only 21 as
I
of tonight.
forgot that. I had no words.
It's
I just,
amazing.
like, open jaw.
He looks like so much older. He sings so much more mature than that. It was incredible.
His presence.
Totally. The judges love him. My parents love him. So shout out to Sal. I think that he's perfect for Vegas,
He got glowing reviews. I feel like every time Simon loves him, we're kind of underwhelmed. So that's interesting too. Maybe they hear something that we don't.
Yeah, I agree. And then next up was Sophie Dorsey, our dear friend. We do love her.
We love her so
She
much.
was spectacular tonight. All 4 judges were on their feet. She was wearing some purple, amazing outfit. She was astonishing. She does something better every single week. I mean, like, Simon was like, if this was the Olympics, I'd give you 10 out of 10. She was swinging from the ceiling. She was on the rope. She added danger. It was amazing. What do you think?
It was definitely scary. I was definitely nervous for her. And what was so fantastic, did you notice Mel B's face? Like right after, her ending this thing, she always does one of those, and she ended very close to the camera, and then there's a shot of the judges all standing up, and Mel B looks at Howie and just goes,
Yeah.
like you
she's
can tell that they're
amazing.
genuinely amazed.
She is. I mean, I was saying the only downside to this act is I wish that there were more of her. Mm-hmm. I wish it was like more of like a Cirque du Soleil thing where there was like 10 Sophies on the stage, But I mean, she's self-taught.
It's so
She's
epic,
incredible.
just with one person. It's still so epic and ethereal.
She's getting a lot of press right now. This is like her moment. I'm happy for her. Like I said, I want to like hire her for an event or something. She's insane.
Did you say that, I know that you said this when we were watching, that you want her to perform at your wedding.
Yeah, if I ever get married, I want Sophie to perform at my wedding.
Cordially
she was
invited.
amazing. Cordially, I'll pay you.
You
Not
better.
just invited. Yeah, she deserves a lot of money. Next up tonight was Lincoln Bridge. I did like a remix that involved the song See You Again. I didn't love it. I still feel like their earlier on performances were more moving to me. What did you think?
I thought the person who opened was a good choice, because that's normally the guy who we go, oh, he's singing well.
Right,
But
yeah,
I
that's
was,
true.
I was very underwhelmed by all of the solos. I thought the song choice was good because not only is it contemporary and the audience knows it and can relate to it, but I feel like it's relevant to their story too, which
That's
is
true.
nice, but not blown away.
Heidi made a point too, like, even if you don't win this competition, we will see you again, which was like kind of cute.
Heidi had all the lines
She had
tonight.
all the good comments tonight. I loved
get to
her.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was amazing. I do like enjoy them. I like enjoy their time on stage. Would I go buy their cover right now? No, I think the other singing competitors tonight were much stronger.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of singing competitors, do we even dare touch on this? I don't even feel worthy of her. Her name is Laura Breton. First Golden Buzzer winner of the season, and she went home with a bang tonight. Let's just start off with that dress.
Yeah.
It was like lighting
And the light
up.
play on
It
it.
was amazing. I think like Carrie Underwood did that like at the Grammys one time. She just owned it tonight. It was. I feel like she was Cinderella or something. She looked
Yes.
amazing.
As Heidi said, she was
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
this line.
princess, but she ruled the stage like a queen. And
Oh God.
you thought this next part was so funny.
She was like, bippity boppity boo.
Boo,
I hope America votes for you.
Okay,
I almost
Heidi.
just lost it. She has a gift. Like, I don't really know this kind of music. This isn't like super my cup of tea, but I love it when she does it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have like a great ear for music, but you were saying like she didn't go flat once.
It is amazing to me that she hits those notes and she stays on pitch, because not only are they very hard notes to just hit, but then to sustain something that high and not go flat at all is immensely impressive.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'll say is like a downside for her, and maybe I'm just missing something, but I feel like the downside of her like being voted through so much is that I don't feel like I know her as much. So I'm not like as
Yeah.
connected to her.
Yeah, and I feel like her intro packages haven't really let us to know her very much
Yeah.
either.
As
That's a bit of
like
bummer.
a young girl, you know?
She's what, 14?
Yes.
Did she say?
Yeah.
I mean, the young kids in this competition. What, Sophie just turned 15. She's 14. Grace is 12. Like what?
21.
21. It's like, yeah. These are a bunch of youths.
He's not a kid, but like for what he can
But
do.
he is.
Yeah.
He's younger than we are. I mean, geez.
Don't give us away.
Like
Like we're
old.
yeah.
Yeah. So Laura was amazing. She's already won Romania's Got Talent. Very well deserving. I've kind of been like a little bit bitter towards her this season, I feel like, and I don't mean,
Because she won Romania's Got
yeah,
Talent?
but tonight I feel like I saw why, and I don't even care, and I'm glad she made it to the finals. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I was a little sour about that.
My dad would buy her album. Like there's obviously
There's
an audience for her.
I mean, she made it to the finals. There's obviously an audience
Yeah.
for her. It was really funny when she was singing. Like our little subtitle said, "Singing in Italian."
Yes.
It was like we were like, "Well, I don't know what she's singing, but sounds great."
Didn't even try to translate it.
Yeah, no, basic cable. Next up was the clairvoyance, and like, whoa.
Oh, whoa.
I literally was screaming for like 5 minutes that it was engraved.
Yes.
It was engraved.
She said it's engraved. Literally, she went, engraved, engraved, engraved 3 times.
What? Okay, let's just break it down. So,
They make me so nervous because
They
she's
do.
so scary.
Amelie is gonna haunt me in my sleep tonight. But just a side note, something that I love that they did, instead of saying, let's pick a random audience member, they did Heidi throw a ball at someone in the audience, which that was a very creative thing that I haven't seen a magician do before that I loved. That could not get any more random than that. You cannot plan that. Heidi just, like, they don't know what area she's going to go to, so they just, like, chucked it out into the audience and a random dude grabbed it. That was my favorite part, I think, of this crazy act because it was so original and it was so proving to the audience that this is not planned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, Amelie goes underwater and that breaks the communication rumors that like people were saying that they were, Morse coding or communicating with vibrations or in an earpiece or something, but she was submerged in water, so there was no way they could have talked. Yeah. She was like writing Simon's credit card numbers and expiration dates without seeing it or looking at it, and Howie was the one holding it. Yeah, I don't even believe that her partner saw it until it was already written. She was already writing the second she got in the water.
Right. The thing about hearing them say like, oh, it's Morse code, I'm kind of like, maybe I'm wrong, but it's not magic, okay? There is
We talked about this a
an
little bit.
actual way that they are doing this, some strategic way.
Totally.
I understand that. So for people to be like, it's Morse code, I know. Well, yeah, because it's not magic. But it's equally freaking amazing.
It's impressive to
because I'm
watch.
still baffled as to how they're doing it.
Simon literally is like a kid in a candy shop when these two get on stage. He was like,
Danny calls it like his magic smile.
yeah, he has like his like magic, I'm so excited for this
Yes.
face on when the clairvoyants come on stage. He had it when John came on too.
Yeah.
He's got this like cute little grin.
giddy.
Because everyone knows Simon is this like big music producer, but like low-key he loves magic. Kind of high-key
High-key.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simon loves magic. And it's my favorite part of this show too.
His smile. Me too.
His smile. Yeah. I mean,
I fell in love with his smile this season. It's kind of
Simon's
weird.
hot. Remember the first
Yeah.
episode we said, is Simon hot? The answer
He
is yes.
is.
The
He
verdict.
is.
Simon's hot.
Verdict's in. Simon Cowell's a hottie.
Throw all my notes away.
That's why we're here.
That's our show, folks. No joking though. That happened last week, so still too sore subject. Moving on. Can't guess how they do that. I don't even want to guess how they do it. Because it's just awesome to watch. Hashtag magic smile. We love Simon's magic smile.
Here's the final thing I'll say about them. Unless you want to add something else.
No.
But here's my final words. They are the only act out of these final contestants that I look at and say, that is what I would describe as a Vegas show and I would buy tickets to it.
I agree with you.
And I think
really
that
do.
says something. That's the prize. It's a Vegas show. They're the only act that I'm like, yep, that's a Vegas show.
I actually agree with you 100%. I really do. Looking down this list, yeah. I agree. I mean, like I said, like all of them together are a Vegas act too, but these
Yeah.
these standalone really
That's
are.
our show, though.
Yeah, we have the rights to that. No, we don't. I wish we did. Next up, we're not worthy. Like literally,
We are
Brian
not
Justin
worthy.
Crumb. Whoa, baby. Okay, so he sang a version of Man in the Mirror that he made his own. Like I cannot even explain. I must have this version. I'm gonna go figure out how to download it the second I get home.
Mm-hmm.
He would win The Voice. He would win American Idol.
Easy.
I don't even, like, I think that the show honestly doesn't even deserve someone with that much singing talent because the show is for everyone and his singing ability is beyond.
Beyond.
I had chilled all over my body.
He's effortless. The thing is, when he gets on stage, I'm not even like, oh, that's Brian Justin Crumb competing. I'm like, no, this is his stage. This is his show. He is gracing us with this performance. Seriously, like, I really trust him every time. Does that make sense?
I completely agree with you. I'm obsessed with him. Like, he's amazing. He's one of the most gifted performers I've ever seen in my entire life.
And his message, I mean, you saw the package beforehand with all
People were
those kids saying
crying.
how moved they are.
Yeah.
He has something to give that's through his voice, like a story to tell. It's like so special.
Totally. I love him. He's amazing.
Are we sure he's gay?
That's my question. I want to marry him so he can sing to me
He's
every
so
day.
very handsome.
Yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't win this competition, like, he's a winner to me. I think he's got to get a record label after
Hells
this. Like,
yeah.
there's no way in
I
hell.
will create a record label. He will be my only artist. I will be dedicated to him.
Big. Next up was Tapeface, who his intro package was by far my favorite of the night. He brought his A game, which was hilarious. It's so funny how his intro package is like an act on its own.
Because he can't say anything, so it's like they have to make it interesting.
Yeah, it's amazing. So he did like this horse race thing, which was really funny. I think it was his funniest one since his audition. I still like the audition best, but I think this was his second best one. What do you think?
That's all I wrote. I wrote second best after audition.
Yeah.
It was very funny.
Mel B, I wish she played along with it a little bit better, but she played along and it was funny, and like they even got the toilet paper involved to make like the finish line. I had a blast watching him. Everyone was laughing. Heidi was still laughing like as she was giving her comments. I thought it was really, really funny.
It was definitely cute.
Yeah, I think he definitely, like I was saying before, kind of has like a cult following of people who like know him from YouTube or whatever and love him, and like I think he's great, and I would continue to watch his stuff.
I'm definitely, I don't know why I haven't already, but like I'm gonna go follow him on Instagram and Twitter, and like I'd love to follow what he does.
I
'cause
haven't
he's
yet
entertaining.
because I didn't want spoilers. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to like see his stuff before maybe he was gonna perform it.
Yeah. So now we'll go do that.
Yeah, I'm for sure going to. Yeah, I'm definitely going to follow him. He's great. Next up was Victor Key. He did some juggling blindfolded tonight. He actually added acrobatics in, and he added danger. He added a fireball. Like, he was amazing. What do you think?
I thought that the body work that he did with the balls, like rolling in the circle.
So cool.
He hadn't done that before,
Yeah,
and that
he
was
hadn't.
one of my favorite moves I've seen from him. For the second time, he dropped the balls, but
I know.
like you said, he picks it up really, really well. Like he
Yeah, he
recovers
totally
really
does.
well.
He really does. It's like, if that was me and I had dropped something or made a
Like,
mistake.
I'm done.
I would be mortified and I would not be able to continue the act. And he really, really does. He's amazing. I think he added, it's hard to keep adding new things when you're this far in the competition. And he added like 3 new elements tonight, which is huge.
Yeah.
Again, with him, I don't know if he could be a standalone act. What do you think about that?
I think that because as this competition has gone on, they've obviously ramped up production.
Right.
And with all of the production that comes with the act, I think it makes
He was
the
like
cut.
in a volcano tonight.
There
with
was
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
He
pretty
he
cool.
tells stories through juggling, and that's hard to do.
He's not just a juggler, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I think that he really proved that tonight. Before we get to the next act, I wanted to quickly thank one of our sponsors. They definitely help keep the lights on in here.
And there's a lot of lights.
There's a lot of lights. We do this for free, and we want to continue to give it to you for free. So we're going to talk quickly about DraftKings. Football season finally here, and it's time to put your fantasy knowledge to the test and win $100,000 doing DraftKings.
Hell yeah.
That's right. So like they're hosting this contest this weekend with $100,000 in total prizes up for grabs. DraftKings.com is the destination for 1 week fantasy football. 1 week fantasy football means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want with the players you want. Just pick your contest, draft your players, and follow your team live.
I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, I have too. I have friends that are doing this, so it's not
Yeah.
just us here at AfterBuzz.
We're not just blowing smoke.
No, we're not. Renew old rivalries with friends and prove you're the superior. You know, fantasy football gets real intense.
Yeah.
Or you could try the 50-50 contest where the top half wins all the entries and you can win cash. DraftKings has contests even for beginners like me. I don't really know what to do, but I feel like this could be a lot of fun. Hurry up to DraftKings.com now. Use the code BUZZ and play for free this weekend in the $100,000 fantasy contest. This contest is 100% free, so there's no reason not to play. That's actually amazing.
Yeah.
I definitely should, because if I could win $100,000, that's a life-changing money. Again, the code is BUZZ, as in AfterBuzz. Play free. You can get $100,000. Share it with your friends. Don't. Only at DraftKings.com. Eligibility and restrictions may apply. I wouldn't. Maybe give like some money to my parents because they paid for everything for me, but everyone else to the curb. See website for details. So speaking of DraftKings and football, leads us nicely into our next act. John Durenbus.
Darrenbus.
Durenbus.
I'm not sure anymore.
John Durenbus.
Regardless.
He's amazing, regardless. I don't even need to say his name. He's one of those people that's like a household name now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was just a player on the Eagles, and now he's
just a player on the Eagles.
But he wasn't like Aaron Rodgers or
Right,
like,
of
you know what I
course.
mean? He wasn't like one of the number 1 known football players, but now he's made a name for himself doing something else, which I think is so cool. He did some close-up card magic tonight. It was really moving and really inspirational. It was different than what he's done in the past. His past acts have been like really big. I think he showed us tonight that he can do a different kind of magic. It was like more close-up, cards, sleight of hand. His past things have been like big, exploding. You know what I mean? Like more like showy. This was more close-up, and he was really motivating during this. I felt like it was like I was watching like a motivational speech / magic trick, and I felt a little bit what Mel was saying. She was like, I wasn't paying attention to the trick because I was listening to him talking, but I kept going back and forth. I was either listening to him talking or paying attention to the trick, but I couldn't
didn't
do
hear
both
a
at
word
once.
he said.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was just watching the magic.
I feel like you can only do one at a time, so like I kept going like listening to the speech and then watching the trick.
Maybe that was the intention, you know,
Maybe.
distract us. Either way, I wasn't super distracted. I was just paying super close attention to the
hands,
magic,
yeah.
and it was still amazing, even just like looking very closely at
Yeah,
it.
he's such a cool guy, and like I feel like he just like emits such warmth and happiness.
He has
and, like,
great like
good
character and
energy.
charisma on stage. Yeah,
I love him, and like someone like him, like you don't want anyone. You can't imagine like you want him to succeed. Like there's no one else I could think of that I'd like want to succeed more.
Yeah.
Than him. He's like I want to give him a hug. You know what I mean? He seems like a nice guy.
He seems genuine,
totally like he seems like the kind of person that like you want to see do well. You know, like
and he's doing pretty well.
he is, and we touched on it past episodes. He's had like a really tragic upbringing, and so I feel like just to like come out like this, and he said magic saved his life, and like he even brought an element into it that is more similar to his other acts, where like he had the writing on the board, and it was actually in Simon's handwriting.
Yeah.
Just pretty impressive. He had what Simon had written on the card, and like it wasn't just the word. I felt like it was actually in the handwriting that Simon did.
When he first turned the chalkboard around, my immediate thought was like, "Oh, that's Simon's handwriting."
At first I thought it was a photo, but then he erased it to show
I
it
was wondering why he erased it. That you think that's why?
That was my
Like
guess.
it's not printed.
Yeah, because I've seen acts in the past on America's Got Talent. There was the guy with the iPad who did like the printing and stuff, And I think that maybe he was trying to show that this, like, wasn't printed, or it wasn't, like, permanent markered on there or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He also, what I think is interesting is, like, with the clairvoyance, when Amelie went into the changing room, like, things could be fuddled with and stuff, but John never went over to the chalkboard.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
You know what I mean? He was constantly with a sleight of hand on the table. We didn't see him leave.
The only thing,
The
only way that I could debunk this is, like, obviously Simon was in on it, and he was like, I'm gonna write Eric, and here's me writing it on the chalkboard.
No way in hell.
Yeah, he wouldn't have gone along with that. He would have lost his magic smile.
Yeah, Simon is, I think that maybe he had Simon do that because Simon's, like, the last person that would, I feel like, do something like that.
That's
He's been the number one person this whole season to be like, I don't want to know how you do it. I want this to be magic. I like that it's magic. Yeah. He doesn't even question that, like, it's a trick. He's like, this is just magic. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what he said with all of Blake's stuff. And
yeah, so doubtful that he'd be in on it.
Yeah, I really don't think he would be.
So great trick.
Great trick. I loved it. Do I think it was his best one of the season? Not necessarily, but do I still think he could win? Yes.
You think he could win? You think he's like...
Okay, besides the clairvoyance, I think he's another Vegas show.
Yeah,
I think that they are more so, but I do think magicians do really well in Vegas. Think about all the big magicians. They go to Vegas. You know what I mean?
And he has a name behind him.
He does. He already has a following, and I do think that helps him in terms of votes as well.
Yeah.
I think the entire state of Pennsylvania is voting for him, you know? Like, so I don't know. He made it through last week, you know. Was he on the chopping block last week? He might have been. I know Sophie was, and I literally was, like, driving in traffic and had to pull over to instant save her. I was like, I must save Sophie. American Got Talent, like, sent me a notification, like, instant save. So I looked at it and I was like, shoot, getting off, and I'm going to the gas station because I need to vote for Sophie.
Brilliant. I'm glad that you added that you weren't like, I was in traffic and I voted. No, she pulled off the freeway, parked.
Don't text and drive.
Don't text and drive, kids.
PSA. Please don't do that. I'd like to live my life. But yeah, John was amazing. I really enjoyed watching him. I've had fun watching him this whole season. Yeah. You know, he's been a lot of fun.
Oh my God, I'm really sad we're like never going to review them again.
I know. Oh.
I love all of you guys. You're so good.
Whoever wins, we're going to go to Vegas and see you.
Yeah.
There was like rumor buzz like on Facebook that like maybe isn't true, that like they may do some sort of tour, and if they do, I'm for sure going to go. Like I went to the So You Think You Can Dance tour and saw them.
Break my
because
heart.
if they do a tour and we get to see everyone like we'd want to see, that's like a dream.
That's our show. We should get a cut of that. We pitched that very early on.
We did. I'm pretty sure Simon is going to get all the money for that. But yeah, John was awesome. I really enjoyed him. He was inspiring tonight. I was feeling it. You know, I feel like a lot of these acts tonight brought us to a new emotional level.
Yeah, there was a message in
There was.
the talent.
Like, I almost cried during Brian's. I feel like I almost cried during John's. I almost cried during Sophie's because I love her so much. Like, I literally feel like we're her, like, fairy godparents or something. I love Sophie.
She's probably watching this after show like, they are obsessed
Need to
with
cool
me.
it about me. She liked my picture the other day, and I kind of fangirled.
Oh my God, Sophie, I don't think she's following me.
But it was on Instagram, and you don't want her to follow you on Instagram.
Sophie, you can follow me on Instagram.
That's true. But yeah, I just feel like everyone like really left it on the dance floor tonight. You know what I mean? Like Laura Breton like left everything on the line. Like,
they all did.
They really gave it their heart and soul.
Speaking of heart and soul.
I've been putting her off because like I'm like too emotional to talk about her right now. Like I literally had tears in my eyes. I had chills on my arms and my body, and like, oh my gosh, Grace VanderWaal, the 12-year-old prodigy superstar, singer, songwriter, ukulele player, literally has almost 1 million followers on Instagram right now and is well deserving. If she doesn't win this thing, it's a freaking crime. And that is all I have to say. I'm obsessed with all these other acts. You've heard me rave about them all season. I honestly, while watching tonight, was like, well, she's not a Vegas show. I don't know if she's going to do this. I don't know. We both were saying that. When I saw her perform, I was like, I don't even care.
It all goes away.
I don't even care if she's a Vegas show. I don't care anything.
I need her to perform.
I need her to win.
Her album.
I need her album right now. I want a candy bracelet.
Yes, she's wearing candy bracelet.
Like, she's the cutest thing I've ever seen. So talented. This song was moving. She saved best for last, in my opinion.
Yes, she did. Here's what's so particularly special about her, among many other things. I'm forgetting which judge said it.
Simon.
Was it Simon? You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I do.
There are no gimmicks. No one wrote this for her. This song about, I mean, there's a couple like
Clay.
this.
This one was called Clay.
Clay. About from what I understood, kind of being bullied, your words aren't going to hurt me. She's drawing from personal experience and writing these incredible songs that are so real. Like, this is her life, and that's why it's so relatable for us. It's coming from her heart.
She's real too. It's like, they're like, why do you write music? She's like, I don't know, I was bored. And they're like,
I wrote it in my room.
And Nick was like, how does it feel? Like, what are you thinking? She's like, I don't know, I'm just glad it's over. Like, she's such a 12-year-old and so endearing and charming in that sense.
It's
and like,
gold. It's all gold.
She has no auto-tune, no nothing. There's like you said,
don't need it.
Like you said, no gimmicks though. It's like so many of the big singers today, like, I'm not gonna like bash on any of them, but a lot of them like don't have a quarter of the talent that this 12-year-old has.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, some of the biggest celebrities in the entire world.
She's a natural.
Don't have as much talent in their finger as Grace does in her body. You know what I mean? Like, she's, I don't even have words.
I
like,
know.
I literally was like just gonna cry watching her because I feel like we've like gone on this journey with her, and like, she is a huge star now. Like I was saying before the show, like, she has a spread in like Teen Vogue, and like people are doing spots on her, and like everything that I've seen, like I watched this whole piece that Teen Vogue did on her, and she's like running around playing in her backyard and like making a fort with her sister. Like, she's just her. She's unique. Like, Heidi said something about her being like, in a land of diamonds, she like sparkles more. She's more unique. She stands out. And like, to me, it would just be a crime if she didn't get the recognition she deserves by winning.
What a thing to hear at 12 years old. Can you imagine where she's going to go from here?
I would never hear anything like that in my entire life.
Dani.
much less 12.
You
I'm a diamond.
are a ruby.
Thank you. I'm a ruby in a sea of diamonds. I'm much less, worth much less. In a sea of Grace Vanderwaals, I'm just a ruby. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Grace is gonna win. I mean,
I'm okay with that.
Okay with it. I'm voted for her as many times as I could already.
It's for whatever reason, it's very hard for me to reconcile her talent with a Vegas show. I just have this preconceived notion of like what a Vegas show is. Not to say that she doesn't deserve it or she isn't talented enough. I don't know. Does that make sense?
People go to Vegas to see Britney Spears. They go to Vegas also to see Celine Dion. Those are two really different performers. Celine is a voice powerhouse. Britney is like, let's dance and party. I feel like people will also go to see Grace, who is, again, something totally different than both of those two. You know what I mean? She is her own thing.
For sure.
Don't know if her Vegas shows will be her biggest success. Doesn't matter to me. I think her biggest success will probably come after that. You know what I mean? Like, she's gonna get on Simon's record label. Simon's like obsessed with her.
If she doesn't join my record label, Justin Crumb and I.
Megan, Brian, and Grace. What's it gonna be called?
It's gonna be called
I'm ready
Crummy
for this.
Wall.
Crummy Wall. Okay. I can roll with that. Crummy Wall Productions coming to you live. You heard it here first, kids. Anyway, Grace is amazing. I'm like obsessed with her. I need her album right now. Like,
yes.
Her album and Brian's cover of Man in the Mirror need to be in my iPhone immediately, or I'm done. That didn't come with a new iOS update, and it really should have. Music from Grace and Brian. But yeah, Grace is amazing. I love her. Let's go into predictions of who we think is going to win.
Do we need to? Oh.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right. So, okay, let's do this instead, because we are going to... Sorry, those
That
lights
went on like 5
those
seconds
lights
longer
were, like-
than my eyes would have enjoyed.
Let's do, like, top 3. Who you think the
Okay.
top 3 are going to be in order.
In order.
Yeah.
Order.
Yeah. I'm going to
Okay.
give mine.
Okay.
I'm going to go Grace, John, Brian. Those, I think, would be, in that order, Grace winning, John coming in second, Brian probably coming in third would be my... Based on... I honestly don't think I would have said that about Brian until his performance tonight. But yeah, that's who I think my top 3 would be. I just, like, honestly, part of me thinks that Brian's on the wrong show.
Huh.
Because Grace is unique in the sense that she couldn't go on American Idol, not that it's on anymore, or, like, The Voice because she's too young. I think you have to be, like, 15 to go on The Voice, or something like 14 or 15. She's 12, and so I think she's, like, an anomaly in the sense that she has to go on America's Got Talent if she wants this kind of...
She's an anomaly.
But Brian would... I compared his performance tonight to Jordan Smith's Somebody to Love performance
Sweet.
from the end of
Yes.
from the end of The Voice, and like I feel like Brian would have won The Voice maybe not last season. I think Allison Porter's lovely, but like at some point I think he would have won The Voice or in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's gonna win this show because I don't know if this is the right competition for him. You know what I mean?
I do.
But I still think he's worthy of the top 3. I think John, with his following, his ability, his performances throughout the season, would take second, and then I think Grace is gonna take it home. Mm-hmm. What about you? What are your top 3?
If I'm excluding John for purposes of being different,
Right.
I would say Grace is first,
Yeah.
Brian is second,
Okay.
and then the clairvoyance.
They were the one that I was on the fence about.
Yeah, I switched John and the
That was
clairvoyance.
the one that I was like, John or the clairvoyance.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to find out who's gonna win.
Man, we already voted.
Yeah, I voted. You guys should all vote. If you're watching, please vote, because this is like, I always say you can't complain if your person doesn't win if you don't vote for it.
Mom.
So, I mean, I think it's crazy that we have 10 acts right now, and we're going to narrow it down to 1, just like, bam.
Yeah.
You know, and I actually asked them when I work at NBC, and I asked someone today why they do that, because I was like, don't you think there should be another week? And they're like, well, people love to see their favorites, you know, and so if your favorite gets out, you're not going to continue watching. So I kind of...
So it's like a sneaky ratings thing?
No, not really. I feel like it's like they want people to see the people that they like, you know what I mean? And so I feel like I enjoyed watching everyone perform tonight, and I feel like the show wouldn't have been the best 2 hours TV this entire summer if they weren't all there.
Sure.
You know? And so I feel like literally maybe minus the Olympics, like the best 2 hours of television this whole summer. Do you think so?
I do.
Like, I can't think of a show that possibly was better. Like, these 10 acts tonight, and I'm glad all 10 of them were there, because I don't think without any of them, it wouldn't have been the same complete show. They each were like a perfect puzzle piece for tonight.
Yes, I agree. All of them were very satisfying.
Yeah, I think if I could have, like, after the auditions, like, picked the best 10, like, these would... I don't know how far off I would have been, you know?
There's one I would have kicked off.
Do you want to say?
Sure. Lincoln Bridge.
Yeah.
There was like one performance that I went, oh, wow. And it just never captured me again.
Yeah, there's a couple I wish, you know, were still here, too.
Like who?
I think I wish Blake was still here, Voight Magic.
Oh, yeah.
I not just because he came here, like, I really think he's amazing, and, like, he does, I mean, I just saw him in, like, a Wells Fargo ad, I think. Like, he does magic for, like, real stuff, and he's really, really talented, and he did all the magic behind, like, the Now You See Me movies, or...
What?
Like, and I'm actually going to see him at the Magic Castle on Friday, which is going to be awesome, but, like, I just think that, like, a couple more magicians, yeah. I don't know, and I can't even tell you who I would have replaced him with, honestly, because, I mean, my gut would have told me that, like, I didn't think Sal, maybe, but
yeah,
after...
what about the Edgar Family Band?
They were great. They really were.
Yeah.
And I actually think they got better every week, and same with Katie Lynn. She was incredible.
Oh, Katie Lynn, I love her.
Love her. I mean,
Man.
the talent this season really was impeccable, and we talked about that. I think it is a little bit because Simon came this season, and, like, he really stepped the bar up. And he's going to be back next season. They all the judges and Nick and everyone agreed to be back. So I think season 12 has a lot for us to look forward to.
I want to say something before we leave.
Yeah.
Because I know that a lot of the contestants watch our show.
Yeah, they do.
And if you're watching, I want to let you know that we are so proud of you.
We really are.
No, I mean, who are we? But really.
We love this show,
you guys are all so talented. And
Mind
if you
blowing.
don't win, which most of you won't, you still won in our hearts and in the hearts of America.
You really did. Like, these people are bringing in thousands and hundreds of thousands of votes every night. Like,
we care about you.
we do. I'm, like, personally invested in all of them, and I'm going to follow all of them on social media so I can see where the show takes them, because I can only imagine, like, the stuff. Even Caden, Bart Rocket, and Brooklyn were saying that, like, they were going to be on, like, big late-night shows and stuff like that, and, like, going to perform at NBA halftime shows. Like, those are huge things, and, like, I'm really excited to see where these 10, the best 10 of the season, go from here. Like, I feel like I'm just looking to... Oh, I just noticed something.
What?
We don't have a real comedian in the finale. That's a bone I have to pick.
Lori Hernandez.
Could have loved to see some more of her, but, like, usually with AGT, we have, like, a good comedian.
Yeah.
We didn't have that this time. We had Drew last time, but...
I feel like that's what Tape Face is supposed to be.
That's what I mean when I say,
that's like the closest.
Yeah, I
but
guess,
there's no one up there like, hey, guys.
Yeah, that interesting.
That's what
that just
comedians
hit
say.
me. But yeah, I'm looking down this list and like I think Sal's gonna have a show. Sophie is gonna perform in big places. Like Lincoln Bridge is gonna have a huge following. They already do.
Yeah.
Laura is like a classical performer. Clairvoyants are gonna have a show in Vegas, regardless of if they win this show or not.
Yeah.
Brian Justin Crumb is gonna have a album and a recording label tomorrow, if not today. Tapeface, I think it's gonna be like a social media star. For some
Yeah.
reason, I think the stuff he does is really gonna sell like on the internet. I feel like BuzzFeed could do like a whole series with him.
He needs like quick, short, digestible videos.
Victor, another show in Vegas, in my opinion. It's possible.
Oh,
John,
yeah.
his career, I don't even know where it's going to go right now because he's like playing football at the moment, but I also think he could really pursue magic full time. I don't know what
Yeah.
he wants to do. I think he'd be successful in whatever he does, and I think Grace is going to be one of the biggest stars of our generation, honestly. I think that like Simon said it right when he was like,
You're the
he was
next
like, we're
Taylor
all,
Swift.
not even just that, but like we're all going to remember the first time we saw you perform live, and like that was tonight.
And we will.
We're for sure going to. I think she was amazing, and
She reaches all ages, too.
she really does. My parents love her.
My parents
I love
love
her.
her.
My dad and I have a bet going on who's gonna win. We bet $1. I bet $1. $1 on Grace, and he goes, "I'll take everyone else." So if I win, if
Wow.
Grace wins, I win $1. And if anyone else wins, there's my dad gets $1. But yeah, so sadly, that's all we have.
Oh my God, no!
We're gonna miss everyone
I'm
who watched.
boycotting, barring the door.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep talking.
How are you?
I'm good. Feeling better than last week. Anyway.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
We have like some really fun people who have been watching us. Like they noticed when Megan was gone. Shout out to
Thanks,
Madison
guys.
Kramer who joined us
Shout
for half the
out.
season. We miss you, Madison. Thank
Pour
you
one
for
out for Madison.
Thank you for hanging with us for half the time. And thanks to Kaden, Sophie, Brooklyn, and Blake, some contestants from the season that came and joined us. It was a lot of
loved
fun.
having you.
We also had Lance Lim. We had a lot of fun people here. So this has been an amazing summer on AGT with everyone. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to
vote.
Please go vote. If you want to continue the conversation with me, please do. You could tweet me, Instagram me, whatever you want, at Dani Golub. And Megan?
Twitter and Facebook at Megan Boykoff.
All right. Well, thank you all again. We will see you next summer.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.